Hammerheads are a family of sharks that are known for their oddly shaped heads. These sharks reside in oceans worldwide, particularly in warm waters and near the coast. Unlike most sharks, many species of hammerheads are social and swim in schools during the day. These schools do not remain together overnight, however, as hunting is solitary. Description of the hammerhead shark. Most species of hammerhead sharks have similar shapes and colorations. They are grayish in color and sometimes have a green tint. Like many oceanic species, they have countershading coloration to help them blend in. This is when an animal is darker on top and lighter underneath to blend in with the dark depths or light surface of the water, respectively. Adult lengths can range widely by species and may measure anywhere from 3 to 20 feet long. Interesting facts about the hammerhead shark. There are 9 different species of hammerhead shark, and each has its own unique traits and adaptations. Learn more about these interesting creatures below. The first one, the hammerhead. The uniquely shaped head that all hammerhead sharks share is called a cephalofoil. There are 2 proposed advantages to this oddly shaped head. The placement of their eyes on either side gives them virtually 360 degrees vision. Second, the expansive hammer-shaped head gives them additional sensory advantages. The second one, electroreceptors. All sharks have sensory pores called ampullae of Lorenzini. These pores allow the sharks to see the electrical charges emitted when animals move. By having more pores over a wider space, hammerheads are much more perceptive than other species of sharks. Third one, not so hammer-shaped. Not all species of hammerhead sharks have a hammer-shaped head. While they have somewhat similar shaped heads, a few species have more rounded cephalofoils. Despite the difference in shape, the function of the head remains the same. The fourth one, stingray snack. This shark's favorite prey to hunt are stingrays. They use their electroreceptors to detect the stingrays buried beneath the sand. To keep a nasty sting, the shark will sneak up on the stingray and pin it down with its head. Habitat of the hammerhead shark. The specific habitat preference of these predators depends upon the species. For the most part, they prefer warmer waters. These sharks are most common in tropical, subtropical, and temperate seas. They almost never range into Arctic waters. The highest concentrations of hammerheads occur near coastlines and along continental shelves. Distribution of the hammerhead shark. Each hammerhead species has their own individual range. Some species are widespread, while others have more specific and restricted ranges. In the eastern Pacific Ocean, hammerheads swim from California to the tip of South America. They also congregate around islands across the Pacific and in the Indo-Pacific along the coast of southern Russia all the way to Africa. In the Atlantic, hammerheads can frequent the waters from the coast of Europe and southern Canada to the tip of Africa and South America. Diet of the hammerhead shark. Hammerhead sharks as a whole will feed on a wide variety of prey. They feed on fish, smaller sharks, squid, octopus, crabs, and lobsters. Stingrays are widely hunted as a favorite food. Some species will cannibalize their own species, and some will even feed on their own offspring. Researchers have found partially digested seagrass in the stomachs of the bonnethead shark. It is unknown whether they feed on this grass or accidentally ingest it. Hammerhead shark and human interaction. There are very few documented incidents of hammerhead sharks biting humans. Only 17 unprovoked shark bites have been recorded in the past several centuries. Unfortunately, humans are much more impactful on these sharks. The IUCN lists a number of hammerhead shark species as endangered or vulnerable, and they have not assessed a few species yet. Overfishing, both as bycatch and direct targeting for shark fin soup, is extremely impactful on these sharks. This puts a number of species in danger of extinction. Does the hammerhead shark make a good pet? Hammerhead sharks do not make good pets. Even the smaller species grow to 3 feet in length, so you would need an incredibly large tank to house them comfortably. The aquarist would need to keep them alone, as they would likely eat their tank mates. Hammerhead shark care. The only species regularly kept in aquariums is the bonnethead. Their small size makes them easy to care for in a zoological setting. Specialized tanks and an appropriate diet help keep them healthy. This species does require very specific temperature, salinity, and pH to survive, and an experienced aquarist must be in charge of their care. Zoos have not kept larger species successfully. The behavior of the hammerhead shark. A number of hammerhead species are social while they are not hunting. During the day, social hammerheads congregate in schools, which can sometimes be incredibly large groups. At night the sharks will disperse to hunt separately. These large groups reside near ecological hotspots that can support higher numbers of predators. Reproduction of the hammerhead shark. These sharks are viviparous, which means that they develop their young inside their bodies before giving live birth. The embryos receive nourishment through a yolk sac that eventually develops into a structure similar to a mammalian placenta. These are few facts about hammerhead sharks. The first one, the hammerhead portion of the shark, is called a cephalofoil, and it's a seriously cool shark adaptation. The cephalofoil is responsible for the distinctive shape of the hammerhead group and gives them incredibly effective binocular vision and superior depth perception. Scientists also think the size of the cephalofoil gives hammerheads more electroreceptor organs than other sharks, increasing their ability to navigate vast distances and detect the electrical field surrounding possible prey. The second one, some hammerheads use their hammerheads to aid in hunting. In addition to the incredible visual prowess the cephalofoil gives hammerheads, it's been observed that they actually use their heads to ram into and pin down stingrays, forcing them into the substrate. This repeated action eventually tires out the stingray, making it easier for the sharks to eat them. Third one, hammerheads appear totally unaffected by venomous stingray barbs. Stingray barbs have been known to cause fever, nausea, swelling, and even seizures in humans. The barbs are also incredibly sharp and have resulted in some deaths, including, famously, Steve Irwin's. Hammerheads don't seem to mind. In fact, many great hammerheads have been found with pieces of stingray barbs embedded in their faces. The fourth one, the position of the hammerhead's eyes gives them an outrageous 360 degrees of vision. Each eye is positioned at each end of the lateral head extension, meaning they can see nearly everything around them all of the time. The one exception is the large blind spot right in front of their noses. Divers have made claims that some small fish will hide in the hammerhead's blind spot, as if to say, "Ha! You can't see me." The fifth one, despite their mean appearance, hammerheads' attacks are rare. There have only been 17 recorded attacks globally and 0 fatalities. Most attacks occurred when the sharks were provoked, or unintentionally caught in fisher nets. Hammerheads also have disproportionately small mouths compared to their other shark brethren. The sixth one, hammerheads aren't nearly as old as many other sharks. Some species of sharks have been called dinosaurs, since they existed concurrently with them, but not the hammerhead. In the grand scheme of shark presence on Earth, they are relatively new, having most likely emerged during the Miocene epoch. The dinosaurs went extinct roughly 65 million years ago. The seventh one, they can get tans. Due to their propensity for hanging out in shallow waters, some hammerheads can actually tan, turning from light brown to nearly all black. There are also 0 known cases of skin cancer in the sharks. Further study of how they can tan without getting cancer may be critical in uncovering how to prevent and treat melanoma. Tanning without the risk of melanoma? I'd say that's a pretty incredible adaptation. The eighth one, great hammerhead sharks like to swim sideways. Typical sharks have 8 fins, the most recognizable of which is the dorsal fin. They also usually have 2 pectoral fins. In most sharks, the pectoral fins are longer than the first dorsal fin, but that's not the case for hammerheads, which affects how they move. In a 2016 experiment published in the Journal of Experimental Biology, GoPros were attached to hammerheads to document how they swim. After reviewing the footage, it was found that the sharks spent almost 90% of the time flipped to their sides somewhere between 50 to 75 degrees. Scientists suspect that when hammerheads do this, their dorsal fin acts more like an additional pectoral fin, reducing drag and expanding their wingspan, which increases swim efficiency. Last one, the first shark case of virgin birth occurred in a hammerhead. Possibly one of the most bizarre facts about hammerheads involves a bonnethead shark in captivity at an Omaha, Nebraska aquarium. The bonnetheads at the aquarium were all female, and in 2001, one of them had a virgin birth, that is to say, birth without the contribution of a male. Testing confirmed that the new shark did not have any paternal DNA. This was the first case of virgin birth observed in sharks. To quote Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park, life, finds a way. So, today we are talking about some details about hammerhead shark. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more videos.